Apologies if I was tone. Hello, I'm the Bun. Welcome to the channel. This is the 411. This is a show that's all about you, your comments, and your questions. Today's topic is all about Baritone pickups, and there's a lot of kind of confusion about what the role of a baritone is. Ultimately, the role of the baritone is what you determine it to be in your artistic endeavors. It's the first thing to consider, but we're going to talk about approaching pickups and pickup choices and whether or not you even need to change your pickups based on how low you're tuning and all these sorts of things. Baritone news. This is not baritone specific, but a lot of baritone folks use this tool. The D'Addario string calculator is offline and is in development, further development. And a lot of people are like, ah, damn, like I relied on that so much. It's been down for a bit now. Alternatives are Stringjoy has a string calculator, and viewer Benji shares Stringulator. Stringulator.com, I believe it is. It is an open source kind of free service on the web for calculating your string tensions and all that kind of stuff. So plug in all the same variables. The thing about it though is you kind of got to know what you need. You need to know what octave each string is going to be in to begin with, and a lot of people don't really know that, so yeah. Second item in the news is Baritone Cult YouTube channel. I've mentioned this in a few different places on my Facebook. I've promoted it a few times. Pal Aaron, he has been doing this Baritone Cult channel for a little bit. It's kind of built up now. You know, there's a few episodes up, a whole bunch about Mayonnaise guitars and various things related to baritone guitars. It's a cool channel. Tell them that the Bun sent you. This episode of the 411 is brought to you by everyone with me at Patreon and YouTube memberships. This question was left on the lower and lower episode of the 411, and it comes to us from Gordon Vrebenek.
You mentioned going for a dirty thing as a design choice. Would cheap pickups contribute to that type of sound? Would cheap pickups on lower tunings even be any different from high-end ones? Or are the lower tunings especially sensitive to a pickup choice? And would choosing a cheap one give me a dirtier, imperfect sound? Does it matter? Is it better to get high-end ones and shape the dirt in the DAW, or rather get the cheap ones and get the dirt more organically, naturally?
Gord, how are you, man? I hope you are well. Pickups are a very hard thing to nail down. They are a very personal choice. There are a lot of people that might agree on a specific type of thing. There are a whole bunch of things that can make a cheap pickup sound cheap, but that shouldn't be confused with a cheap pickup being bad. If you pick up a guitar and it has a pickup in it and the pickup happens to be cheap and you love the sound of that guitar, it's the right pickup. Getting really clear about what you're going for first, and then deciding whether or not what you have is right or wrong, or working or not working. What kind of tonality do I require? Do I require strong mids? Do I require a really soft pickup, a really strong pickup? Do I want it to feed back really easily? Do I want it to reject feedback? I don't know. There's all these questions, and there's ways to sort of narrow it down from there. DiMarzio actually has a really great sort of chart for every pickup. It's very simple. It's just like bass, middle, and treble response. A lot of low tune people want a strong mid to upper response. Not too much highs, but like strong highs, really strong mids, and tame lows, tight lows. So that's very common, but that's not necessarily the right way to go about it if that's not what you want. If you want a muddy sound, then maybe you want big bottom end in your pickup. Cheap pickups don't necessarily mean, I don't know, a lo-fi sound. It could, but it's not specific. Gord, I hope that is like insightful or helpful or something. I don't know. This comment was left on the RGIB 21 video, and this comment comes from Timothy McCain.
Are you planning on changing the pickups from the Ibanez RGIB 21 like you did with the RGIB 6?
Timothy, what is cooking, dude? I hope all is good and, you know, you're playing a lot of guitar and all that kind of stuff. The pickups in the RGIB 21, yes, they are the same pickups that were in the RGIB 6, and I changed those, and I'm gonna change these as well. and I think most people are going to change them. I'm going to go for the DiMarzio Titans. They are very inexpensive compared to boutique pickups. They are easy to find, great sounding, and they have a great price. Additionally, they are F-spaced. Seymour Duncan doesn't offer F-spaced specifically. They offer Trembucker, and it is a hair bit narrower. Yeah, F-spacing is what the Ibanez is, and the Titans are perfectly F-spaced because Jake plays an Ibanez as well, an RG. I'd like to hear what other people are going with in their RGIB 21s. You know, a lot of people buying this guitar, and a lot of people really unhappy with the EMGs. You know, everybody was hoping for passives in this round. They don't have any bow wow wow, you know, the bow. There's none of that. It's not a question of EQ. A lot of people think, oh, you can just EQ it. If you EQ that to get that, you'll have to EQ it so much that you'll hear the EQ. Timothy, I hope that helps, and that, yeah, if you have this guitar and you're changing the pickups, I'd love to know what you're gonna put in yours. Cheers, man. This comment was left on the SRC6 video, and this comment comes from Stephanie Daniel.
The EMG 35 soap bar size is very much standard in the realm of bass replacement pickups, and many custom pickup producers just need to hear EMG 35 route, and they'll know exactly what size you need. But I guess guitarists don't need to worry about quite the variety of pickup routes as bassists do.
Hello, Stephanie. Hope you are well. Hope you're playing a lot of guitar and, yeah, loving life. Yes, yes, yes. If you're gonna go with a bass route, bass pickups, yeah, easy to get pickups. And that's why this is a problem, because a lot of people are getting this to do guitar stuff with, and they want passive guitar pickups. Yes, indeed, there are a lot of custom pickup builders right now. This here channel generally tries to stick with production items that everyone can access and everyone can afford, or most people can access and most people can afford. I don't really get too much into the exclusive stuff. That's not who watches this channel. That's not who I am. I'm not a mega pro. I'm not mega wealthy. We need to get things that just work really well and that are accessible, and you know, we're not going to be on a waiting list for 12 months. All that being said, this pickup route, you kind of got to get something custom made. There are some options from Alumitone, from Lace Pickups, but a lot of us baritone guys, we were excited about the prospect of Alumitone, but we ended up with the surprise of it being too thin. The bottom end, there's something in the low mids that is just missing completely. And yes, in this low tuning thing, we want to tighten up the bottom, but the bottom is so tight in the Alumitones, almost all of them, that it's not a great choice. You know, the pickups that are in the SRC6 stock are actually really nice pickups. I was really surprised with how much I like them. I'm probably not even going to change them. They are perfectly tight in the bottom end. They have a nice rich top end, and they're passive. They are passive pickups. So it's an active preamp, not an active pickup. So for me, the pickups are fine, but for a lot of people, I know they're looking for options, and there's just not a lot of options. So apologies if I was not super clear about the pickups when I was talking about them in the demo. Stephanie, I hope that helps and clarifies what that was all about there. This comment was left on the Dan Electro 56 baritone video, and this comment comes from Marion Dezen.
Have you considered installing the Tele rail pickup? It is technically a humbucker, but in a Tele single coil form. Seymour Duncan makes them amongst others. It could kill that attack though. Still, someone should give it a try, and who better? Also, why not use the noise gate just to kill the noise when you stop playing? I've had the same Boss NS2 for 15 years. It never fails.
Hello, Marion. Hope all is awesome with you, and you know, you're doing your thing, getting good tones and all that kind of stuff. Sounds like you know a lot about tones. So yeah, super stoked on this comment. Yes, the rail humbuckers, they are a thing. I have a friend who has them, and the guitar he has is a Dan Electro standard scale guitar. But nonetheless, he replaced the lipstick pickups with those pickups, and it sounds awesome. Totally kills all the noise, super great. What you say though is true. Kills the attack, kills the tone, kills that tubby kind of tone. I don't know what to call it. It's like tubby tubby kind of, like it's got this ring in this tone that it's just such a amazing sound. And yes, the attack is incredible. So yeah, if you change to the humbuckers, you just get kind of a regular humbucker sound. The thing about the rail humbuckers is they are a bit brighter, usually, than standard humbuckers. I'm not sure, maybe it's because the wind is so close or whatever, but yeah, that Dano sound is just gone. There's no Dan Electro sound at all, or lipstick sound at all once you change them out. An alternative would be the Kinmen mod. I think I talked about that in the original video, but the Kinmen Noiseless mod with this, with the lipsticks, you actually have to send the guitar to Kinmen to do it, or give them the specs and then you install it. I'm not exactly sure. I did talk to him at the time of making that video. He's like, unfortunately, I don't have any lipsticks, but I could, you know, make a circuit for you and install it in the guitar. In terms of the noise gates, yes, I used noise gates. I used 2 noise gates in that video, and it mostly worked, but the problem is that the noise is louder than the signal. So if you do a sustained palm mute, a sustained chug, the noise of the pickups will be louder than the chug. Marian, I hope that was, you know, somewhat insightful. And I hope you're well. Have an amazing day. Thanks again to everyone with me over at Patreon and YouTube memberships. Very, very thankful for having you there. If you enjoy this channel and you would like to contribute to the growth of this channel through Patreon and YouTube memberships, the links are down below in the description. Patreon has 3 tiers. YouTube memberships only has 1 tier. The tier at YouTube memberships and the top tier at Patreon are the same. But Patreon is a little bit more special because there are 3 tiers there. All the behind the scenes content is for the top tier of both Patreon and YouTube memberships. If Patreon is not your thing and you're like, I don't want to join no friggin' paywall thing, bun. I get it, it's not a thing that everybody is comfortable with. So I have 2 other methods if you'd like to support the channel, and that would be music and merch. With music, I have everything available for stream and download on all the things that you would imagine. I put it all up there with DistroKid. If you're a musician, which most of you are, and you're like, how do you get your stuff on all these things? I use DistroKid to do it. That link is down below as well. You get a deal if you use that link when you sign up, which is kind of sweet. And merch. I have a ton of t-shirts and a mug, just 1 mug. Mostly t-shirts, hoodies, and long sleeves, and some tanks. No, the tanks were limited edition. They're already gone. For all of you who've helped out with these things, amazing. Thank you very much. Be well, treat each other well, treat everyone well. I hope you liked this episode, and I hope to see you in the next episode.